Saurabh, Alan, it's the day that we've been waiting for, right? Saurabh, I think the Sledging Room podcast began in 2022, if I'm not wrong,
Yes,
right?
yes, absolutely.
And from that day, we had the 2022 World Cup, the 2023 ODI World Cup. We had raised several questions. We had, asked the team that we had pointed out that these things might not work, these things might work. And we had praised the team on quite a few occasions. We had remained hopeful. I still remember that before the day of the November 19, we were very hopeful that this would happen. But finally, India have ended the ICC title drought, right? 11-year drought. To be precise, if you're talking only about the World Cups, then it's a 13-year drought.
Yeah.
But what a way to end it. What a way to end it. 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2019, 2021, 22, 23.
23
Almost
twice.
every year. 21 twice, 23 twice. Heartbreaks after heartbreaks. Finally, झंडा उड़ा दिया वहां पे बारबेडोस में. Jaisa's promise
Was kept.
was kept. Saurabh, I saw you. We were covering the match on the desk. We can't bring that emotion out for the cameras now,
No,
but
it will not happen.
on that day, genuinely we had tears of joy. I don't know, as in I have felt emotional quite a few times when I still remember in 2019 when Federer spoke about never give up. I had tears in my eyes. But cricket, probably after that era of MS, probably after that MS, Sachin, Dravid, I never felt this emotional. But when Virat Kohli walked up to Rahul Dravid that day and gave him the trophy,
yes.
and then when Dravid celebrated like that, Dravid said so many times that no, I don't think of myself as a player anymore. I don't look at redemption. But his reaction that day told the story, right? It was just a collective emotion of the entire nation, that animated celebration, that it was more of a release of frustration than happiness is what I thought.
Yeah.
How did you guys believe? Just don't talk about tactics and all that. How did you guys react when India won that World Cup?
So for me, I think this is a very personal thing. So I started watching, my first memory of watching a World Cup was with my grandfather. It was 1998, and I still remember that match, India-Sri Lanka, where Ganguly hit 183 not out.
1999.
1999.
Huh.
Sorry. 2015, I watched that World Cup as well. I watched India-Pakistan with my grandfather. We saw Virat Kohli score the 100. And a couple of weeks later, he passed away. So for me, when that 2023 final, when I was coming here also, the whole time I was just remembering about him, the way that he brought me into sports and all those things. So once that final delivery was bowled, I also broke down into tears remembering about him and remembering the whole journey for me as well as a sports writer, as a sports journalist. When I started off, always I used to go back and think, oh, I started because of this. So that was the whole thing about sports, right? Like when you look at this win, it covers everything.
Yeah.
You have a Rahul Dravid who failed as a captain in 2007 World Cup, coming back to the same land, and where he said, I don't have good memories here. He created a great memory.
Yeah.
Rohit Sharma cried his eyes out after the 2023 World Cup final. He got his redemption. Virat Kohli completed the whole set when it comes to white ball cricket. So it's all about sports being the great leveler for everybody. Hardik Pandya's story. Let's just not forget about that guy. I think we have all sat here. We have criticized him during the IPL. And I think most of us, like everybody else, had that inside thing where we felt, he replaced Rohit Sharma. That is like a cardinal sin. That is what we thought. A lot of people thought. Inside, we were thinking about it. But on that day, when he bowled that final over, got 2 wickets, we forgot all about that. Surya Kumar Yadav took the catch. We forgot what he did in the 2023 final. Even in the final that day also, a lot of people were making memes about him. So everybody forgot about what happened.
Yeah.
Everybody forgot about the tactics. Everything was out of the window. It was just celebrations all throughout. And we were all part of it, I guess.
Saurabh, I know what you did, but can you tell for the viewers how you felt? Like when 30 were needed of 30 in that final against South Africa, when South Africa were almost cruising, a lot of us started, we had to write our match reports on that day. a lot of us started writing, okay, South Africa not champions. Even we were discussing headlines with our editor on phone, saying that see no more for chokers, C for champions. But in the end, it just magically turned around. It was like meant to be, I think.
Yeah.
Every time I come for the podcast,
Oh, yeah.
I have things in my mind.
Yeah.
Today, I'm empty.
Yeah.
What happened on that day? I can't even tell you how I was feeling on that day. Because when Dravid lifted that trophy and when he was crying, when he was happy and he was wildly celebrating, it felt like I am back in my childhood.
Yeah.
You were crying, I was crying, everyone was crying, but we had work to do. We finished our work, we were happy. We did not have food that day,
Yeah.
but we made sure that we celebrated.
Yes.
We went to your home,
Yes.
we sat, we had a couple of drinks.
Yes.
We were awake till 5 in the morning,
Yeah.
then went back home. I slept, I woke up, and again I watched the whole match. Then I wrote whatever I felt for Rahul Dravid. Because that man of all, as Rohit Sharma said, deserved it more than anyone. More than anyone.
Yeah.
Everybody had won one thing or the other thing.
Yeah.
That man had not won anything, despite giving everything to Indian cricket.
Yeah.
That guy, as a cricketer, he was selfless. In 2003 World Cup, when Saurav Ganguly asked him to be the wicketkeeper, he was the wicketkeeper. He lost the final. 2007, he was the captain. His team got knocked out in the group stage. And then everybody questioned him. Back home, there were a lot of reactions to that defeat.
Yeah.
2011, he was not in the squad. 2015, he was back working with the under-19 guys. 2016, 2018, first batch of under-19 cricketers who trained under him won that under-19 World Cup. Prithvi Shaw, Shubman Gill, all these cricketers. And then when he took over as India coach in 2021, there were a lot of hopes. Because Ravi Shastri had set a different kind of milestone as a coach because his team was winning test matches overseas.
Yeah.
Now, what happened in 2022, we all remember. We lost the Asia Cup. We not even played the final. Okay? We were all saying that, oh, Rahul Dravid, come on, man. You can't coach in T20 ice.
Yes.
Okay, then what happened? We played the T20 World Cup. We somehow managed to win against Pakistan. We reached the semi-final. We were absolutely hammered by England.
Yeah.
Then Rohit Sharma made a promise that we will change the way we play. And they did it. 2023 World Cup, we all know what happened.
Yeah.
That heartbreak, 19th November. That was bigger than anything else because we were covering it, we were watching it, everything was happening. But this, Rahul Dravid winning a trophy in T20 ice says a lot about him. How he as a person has changed, how he as a coach has done his thing. And for us, it was always going to be, because we are 90s kids. We are near 30, 31, 32. We have, our childhood started watching Rahul Dravid, Saurav Ganguly, Sachin Tendulkar. So for us, it was nothing against Virat and Rohit. We all loved them. We were very emotional when they got retired. They take retirement. But for Rahul Dravid, when Rahul Dravid did that celebration, it felt like somebody released my childhood.
Yeah, pains of the childhood.
Yes, I saw you crying. I was sitting on my knees, and we were celebrating. We did not have any emotions. They were playing dhol downstairs,
Yeah.
and we were all dancing. Remember?
Yeah.
So there's nothing which I can say more. I have just summed up everything that happened to me on that day.
A lot of times when Sunil Gavaskar says there is no greater motivation than playing for the country, you kind of, okay, what is he saying? Why is he saying this? Probably a personal milestone, probably a revenge, but nothing. We all, as in this same very room, in the Sledging Room podcast, we discussed whether Ashish Nehra should be the head coach for T20 cricket.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
At that point, it looked like, okay, India are not getting the hang of especially T20 cricket.
Yeah.
We cannot generalize it as wild ball cricket. But my general feeling is, even if India had not won the World Cup, now if people might think, okay, now you can say that and all that, but even if India had not won the World Cup, the change in approach, this is how we'll play our T20 cricket. Maybe probably England started it very early.
Absolutely.
You were not willing to catch up. It's not like you did not have the talent. For Pakistan cricket, yes. If Babar and Rizwan are playing like that, it doesn't mean that, okay, they have the talent to do anything else, but they are not able to do it. They are challenged talent-wise. But when it comes to India, you sat out an Abhishek Sharma, you sat out a Rinku Singh, and you still went with Rohit and Virat. But for them to say that we will play this way, we might have questioned Virat had he failed in the final.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But he did not play he did not get to 10 of 16 balls and then throw his wicket away. He had one plan.
Yeah.
Everybody stuck to their plan. We were all questioning why Shivam Dubey. But whatever role that was given to him, he
also
was
did
able
it
to do it
brilliantly,
properly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In the final,
absolutely.
yes.
In the final, yes. In the final, you have to step up. He did it. In the final, okay, life came full circle for Virat also. Virat is someone who believes that there is an anchor role in T20 cricket.
Yes.
And he played
And
it.
he was needed to play an anchor role in the final.
Yes.
And that is the thing. Like, I wrote how Virat had a
Yeah.
full star cast ready for him.
Yeah.
And I explained it also. Like, Virat staying stationary, you have a Rohit firing, then you have a Rishabh Pant firing,
Yeah.
then you have a Surya Kumar Yadav firing. You have till Akshar Patel to come in and play the pinch hitter role.
Yeah.
So you don't need to do anything. And as I wrote it, I also said that he will play a MS Dhoni kind of an innings.
Yeah.
And that is exactly what he did. MS Dhoni in the final walked in, India in trouble, took the honors upon him, gave support to a Gautam Gambhir who was playing his shots, took the singles, doubles and whatnot, rotated the strike. I think Virat had not scored a boundary since the 4th over of that
Yeah.
till some 16, 17. But he ensured the strike was being rotated. 50 or 48 and then he just went berserk.
Yeah.
And why by berserk? It's not like he was playing his entirely rough shots.
No.
He was timing the ball perfectly. And one of the biggest things for me as a Kohli fan, I have always seen him being arrogant. Like, this is the same guy maybe 2 or 3 months ago came out and slammed everybody saying, why are you questioning my strike rate?
Yes.
But in the presentation, after he said that I am done with this format, you could see a guy who was so self-critical. He said, yeah, a vulnerable person we saw him. We saw him as a vulnerable person going out and saying, yeah, I was not confident in the first few games. I was not enjoying being in the middle. But today was the day where I could get my things going on. And yeah, he didn't make it to the team of the tournament. He didn't become the highest run getter. Those kind of things stopped mattering for him. And he just played as he is, the Virat Kohli that we know, as an accumulator, as a run machine.
Yeah.
And he just got India the score that they needed to win the match. And when it comes to the bowling, I mean, what do you say about Bumrah? What is there to say about Jasprit Bumrah right now? I feel, for me growing up, Sahir Khan was the best white ball player that I've ever seen. Sahir Khan was top notch because Sahir has done a lot of magic. This guy, you gave him the ball at 30 for 30. He bowled an over where he ensured there was a psychological edge for India because it was 24 of 26. Then he came and the moment Hardik took that wicket, he realized, okay, now is the time where I pull things back.
Yeah.
And he bowled that one over where they did not get anything going.
Yeah. I think Bumrah is like that Bermuda Triangle. You do whatever you want.
Nothing is going to go
Heinrich
past.
Klaasen and I think Quinton de Kock, they knew that Bumrah had 2 overs in the end.
Yeah.
They took apart Kuldeep. Klaasen took so much risk against Akshar Patel. Akshar Patel giving 24 runs. You have to understand the magnitude of that over.
Yeah.
Akshar Patel had been one of the miserly bowlers for India throughout the tournament.
Exactly. Even Kuldeep.
Yeah. But the intent of Klaasen shone through. Why? Because Bumrah had 2 overs.
Yes.
Still you were not able to get over that line.
Exactly.
That is genius.
And again, while we say all these things about Bumrah, one silent guy who was there was Arshdeep.
Absolutely.
Arshdeep's bowling, I mean, you go back to the Asia Cup.
Yeah.
He dropped a catch. He was called names. He was complete. I think I kind of feel what that pain that Robin Uthappa showed during that interview, where he cried. He said, I could understand the pain of each and every single player.
Yeah.
And you could understand what Arshdeep had to go through. The kind of things that he had to hear, racially abused and talking about his religion, whatnot. But that guy bowled so beautifully. He understood that all that he had to do was he knew that people are going to come after him because of how Bumrah bowled. Now, all he had to do was bowl a perfect line and length in order to get these guys out. And he picked up 17 wickets, highest wicket taker, joint highest wicket taker. So we cannot, like we say about Bumrah, then you have to say about all the other guys also in that team. And it clicked all perfectly. And yeah, I mean, great stuff.
At this time, we have to credit Ajit Agarkar-led selection committee also.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? When in January, when Virat and Rohit came back, it kind of looked inevitable. But still there were questions, right? Why are you going back? Why is it a backward step?
Yeah.
Yes, Hardik Pandya was injured, but they still had options to give it to others. But I personally think they foresaw the conditions in the West Indies. USA was going to be completely unknown. You never knew what kind of pitches. And we all saw what New York was. On the hindsight, looking at it, would we have won the World Cup without Rohit and Virat?
No,
No.
not absolutely. Probably a lot of people might say maybe if Kohli was not there, someone else would have come in, maybe a Jaiswal or something. But in that final, I don't think Jaiswal would have performed like Virat Kohli. Virat Kohli innings, it was a Virat Kohli special that was needed on that day against a formidable South African team where there are a lot of matchups where Kohli has been on the back foot. Keshav Maharaj, left arm spin. Marco Jansen, left arm pace. Kagiso Rabada.
Yeah.
All these guys. Andrik Nortje. All these guys were insanely good matchups to get rid of Virat Kohli. And he had to be there. Rohit Sharma, when you look at the whole team, you cannot have a team without Rohit Sharma at that point in time. Forget about whatever his batting and all. Probably his anger towards Rishabh Pant. All those things have to be there. You had to have a captain like Rohit Sharma who was aggressive, backing the play. Hardik Pandya, no offense to him, he's a different breed of a captain. He's always calm. He backs everybody. He's okay with the results. But Rohit Sharma was not okay with the results. He wanted a wicket. When he wants a wicket, he wanted everybody to be committed. That is why he didn't care if Rishabh Pant was coming back into the side after a long, lengthy this thing. We all saw what he said on TV. So you needed a Rohit Sharma there. And without Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, this win would not have been possible. That is my view.
Absolutely. See, Alan mentioned how he captained the team. And then that batting, the way he took apart Mitchell Starc, oh my God. 250s, see, 350s he scored. First he scored against Ireland. In those conditions where the ball was uneven, there was uneven bounce, he got hit on his arm. And there were injury concerns also. He scored 50 there against Ireland. We won our first match. Then in the last Super 8 match against Australia, the way he took apart Mitchell Starc, that would have given so much relief to 1.3 billion Indians because we all suffered on 19th November. We all hated that. We should not hate cricketers, but we all hated that sight when the yellow jersey was running over the blue jersey. And then this team won green. I think maybe Australia should not have won green when they were playing against India. And then what happened? Mitchell Starc is one of the best bowlers. I know he's not one of the best in the T20Is, but overall he's one of the best in the He's a world champion. He's won everything that history won. He had come with the IPL trophy also. And then Rohit Sharma is like, no, I'm in mood. I will take this guy down. And Virat Kohli got out very early. But still, Rohit Sharma made it a point, scoring 92 of 41 deliveries. Then India scored some 200, and then that Kuldeep and Akshar choke came in. Bumrah took away Travis Head. India won the game.
But had the semi-final not happened in Guyana, we might have lost to England. So
this is what English cricketers think. Okay, so let me be very, very... First thing, if you have a problem with the schedule, go and talk to ICC. Because ECB and Australian Cricket Board, they are no less powerful than BCCI. Because every board gets to see the schedule. So you have a right where you go and tell the ICC, okay, why is India's semi-final fixed? You should have told it back then. Now your team could not compete against India in those conditions. You could not bowl. You won the toss. India did not win the toss. You asked India to bat first. Then your team could not compete. On the tough batting conditions, Rohit Sharma scored another 50. Surya played a magnificent knock. Then Hardik Pandya finished for us. We scored some 172, 173. Then your team was not ready to play those spin bowlers. You did not know how to play spin, yaar. Jose Butler was going bang bang, and then when Akshar Patel came, the entire team crumbled like a pack of cards. So if your team cannot bat and bowl well, you do not have the right to question whatever happened across the...
And I mean, like, since English cricketers are upholding so much of fair play award and all that.
Yeah, what happened on 2019 World Cup?
Yeah, I think the World Cup is going back to New Zealand, I guess. No, they won't do that.
So back then you said, oh, this is an ICC rule. Why are you questioning us?
No,
so this is also an ICC schedule.
ICC schedule. Exactly.
Michael Owen, come on, you go and cry in front of ICC. Go to Dubai, go to Lords, go and cry, oh my God, what you did. My team could not win.
Your team could not win because you couldn't perform on the same track as an Indian team.
Your team won against only one test playing nation, against West Indies. You lost to Australia, you lost to South Africa, you lost to India. Where are you? One of the worst defending champions campaign. England were very lucky that they reached.
Twice.
Yes, twice.
Don't forget the ODI World Cup.
ODI World Cup was an abysmal, and wahan pe to they could not come and say something. Nobody questioned when India played 9 different games at different venues in ODI World Cup.
Yeah.
Why are you questioning out? India could have done it in their home conditions.
Yeah, they could have played matches between Mumbai and Kolkata only. High scoring grounds. Why did they play in all 9 tracks?
And you know why India won? Because it was not just based on one player.
Yeah.
Every player did their job.
Yeah.
I think Ravindra Jadeja was the only player who did not
Step up.
perform according to his credentials. But apart from him, every other bowler, batter, all-rounder, whatever job he was assigned, that guy did it.
Now you have said this,
Hmm.
I'm going to ask an antithesis question. It's a little late. But
Okay.
who do you think was a little underrated in this campaign?
Underrated.
Akshay Patel, according to me.
Say.
I've always said Akshay Patel is a better T20 cricketer than Ravindra Jadeja. Okay, so you talk about Akshay Patel, why I say he's underrated. So your main matches started against Australia because you defeated Afghanistan easily, you defeated Bangladesh easily. You somehow managed to win the group because teams like USA, Canada, and Pakistan, they were not up to the mark against you. Fine. Akshay Patel, had he not taken that catch of Mitchell Marsh, what would have happened in the game?
Yeah.
Okay. Then England. Another pressure situation. Akshay Patel gets the ball. He turns the game on its head.
First 3 overs, first ball, 3
Done.
wickets.
When you take the wicket of Josh Butler, when he was going bang, 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 you have made it, you've given your captain a breakthrough he wanted. Okay. Then against South Africa in a final, when you were 34/3, he walks in at number 5. When Virat Kohli was playing that run ball knock, he made sure to go after the bowlers. He was hitting sixes whenever he could.
Yeah.
And he got out without scoring a 50 because of his miscommunication or whatever. It was his fault. He got run out. Quinton de Kock affected a superb run out from behind the stumps. But before getting run out, he did his job. See, whatever happened in that over against Henry Klaasen, it all comes down to Henry Klaasen masterclass.
Yes.
That guy is a superb T20 player and he nearly stepped up for South Africa. But he should have finished the game if South Africa... He was the guy who should have finished the game.
Yeah.
Like Alan said, the moment he got out, we all know that now we have a chance to win the game. Because Henry Klaasen took the game away from us. He took about Kuldeep Yadav and Akshay Patel, 2 of our best bowlers in the entire campaign.
Yeah.
But he could not attack Bumrah. And then you know what happened. Arshdeep, Hardik, Bumrah, the trio came together.
Yeah.
They choked South Africa,
Yeah, quite.
if I may use this word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we are again world champions.
I mean, I do feel a little bad for South Africa in one sense that, they had a great camp. They had to grind out wins, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the
You
wins
just have to
matter.
win, yeah.
It doesn't mean by whatever margin it is. Yeah, you can question, their quality is not. At the end of the day, what matters is the win, right? So they did such a great job. But even at that point in time, when I was looking at that scorecard, I knew you couldn't expect Marco Jansen to finish the game.
Yeah.
David Miller, regardless of how good he is, he's great against spin, not that great against pace, especially a guy like Bumrah and a guy like Arshdeep. We have seen it in the IPL also. He has struggled consistently. So the moment that Klaasen wicket fell, I knew that the game was going to be wide open. Anybody, if another over goes by where they don't score a boundary, it is curtains for South Africa. And that is exactly what happened because they thrusted a lot of bowlers into that lineup who are not great hitters. Like a Rabada can hit, but you can't expect the same from a Keshav Maharaj.
Of course.
Maharaj is good in tests. Tabriz Shamsi is also not that known for his batting. And Marco Jansen has been struggling with the bat for a long period of time. So there they made the biggest error, I feel. And
now it might look like we are talking because the team won, and we are happy, we are defending the team, we are praising them. But I do think that this T20 World Cup 2024 victory is not just a hard work of just 2 months or 3 months. I think it all began in 2021. After that 10-wicket defeat to Pakistan,
yes.
Open the scorecard, to all of you guys, open the scorecard and see the scorecard of the T20I series that India played against New Zealand. India played New Zealand. Rohit Sharma was the captain. Rahul Dravid had come or hadn't come, I'm not sure. But Rohit Sharma started that approach there.
Rahul Dravid came.
Rahul
That's
Dravid
how
came.
T20 World Cup.
Yes.
Rahul Dravid and Rohit Sharma era began together.
Began there, yes.
Yeah.
So he went for that slam bang approach. He went for that fearless approach. He said, okay, I'm going to eliminate fear of failure. I'm going to play like this. Yes, in 2022, we kind of froze in that semi-final. Rohit couldn't get going. Virat scored 70 or 50 and Hardik tried his best. But England were the better team on that day, on that pitch. But if you look at the way that these guys have played, I think after that match, Rohit's strike rate is around 142 in T20Is, whereas before that it was 136. It is just six. It is just a margin of six, but it makes a huge difference in terms
exactly.
of if you're playing that over 40 T20Is. I think that even that ODI World Cup, all of us agreed that okay, India were probably deserved to lift the cup on that occasion. Yes, you did not win it, but it was a good campaign for India. You can't say that okay, these guys played badly, that's why they lost. In that one match, yes, again we froze. We couldn't play without the fear of failure. But I think those were learnings, and it could have been very easy for Rohit to say, okay, another campaign with a 20-team tournament. I have to start from scratch and I have to put all my efforts. No, but he stuck to the guns. He knew what was going to happen. Probably the board also communicated that he will always be back in T20 cricket. So work toward that. He stuck to, the plans were very simple. If you look at it, it was not complicated. I will go helter-skelter at the top and none of you slow down. If we are going to win a T20 trophy, it has to be won like this. Rishabh Pant, for all the lack of runs that he got, but there was no doubting his attitude throughout the tournament.
No. Even
in the final.
Even the same with Virat Kohli. I think everybody was like that, okay, it's fine. You get out, it's fine. But still, show the intent.
Yeah, right? I still remember after the semi-final, I think you did the story when Rahul Dravid went and tapped Virat's shoulders when he couldn't get going.
Yes.
But he never shied away from that approach.
Yeah.
But I think that role clarity and the fear of eliminating the fear of failure are two of the biggest things that Indian cricket has developed under this Rahul Dravid, Rohit Sharma era.
Yeah.
That role clarity has been sensational. From that ODI World Cup, yes, Virat and Ravi Shastri spoke a lot about outside noise, but at times you would see that they are making changes according to what the outside noise is. But these guys never cared. We all called for Shivam Dube's head throughout the tournament.
Sanju Samson to come in.
Sanju Samson
never
to come
dropped Shivam Dube.
Never dropped Shivam Dube. We even called for Sanju Samson. They understood that, okay, Sanju might be a good player for these conditions. And they picked him. Whether he got a game or not, that doesn't matter. All those 15 were capable of getting into the 11 and doing the job for India.
Yeah.
That is what matters, right? They had a very clear plan. And of course, Bumrah's presence was there. In 2022, we didn't have Bumrah.
Bumrah and Kuldeep both.
Bumrah and Kuldeep. Kuldeep wasn't in good form and Bumrah, of course, was injured. But I think that's why I'm saying this is a result of the process that has been set in. A lot of times we throw the word loosely. After Dhoni, a lot of them have started using, we focus on process. But what are the process?
Yeah.
It is very difficult to understand what they think.
Yeah.
But there was a process that these guys set, right? That was very clear. That is why it feels even so heartwarming that these guys have stuck to their guns and the result has come their way.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you this question.
Yeah.
That was an emotional moment when Rohit and Virat were holding the and even Rohit's mother. Alan, can you explain that pose? That was a very heartwarming pose.
The whole thing about Rohit's mother was, okay, first of all, she does post like everybody else's mother. Whatever picture that she can find of Rohit, she will post it on her Instagram. So the thing was, so the top header of the post was GOAT duo of T20 cricket. And it had a picture of Rohit with his daughter on his shoulders and Virat next to him. And the trophy in both of their hands. So the bottom wala caption was that he has his daughter on his shoulders, the nation on his back, and his brother by his side. I think a lot of times there were talks about that ego clash. I think now we can all put it to rest. Because Rohit's mother herself has come out and said that, he is the brother that Rohit has. And I think both of them are not your typical friends on the track. Probably you look at Stoinis and Sampa, they're not like that close to the hip. They have their own personalities, their own space. But always Rohit has backed Virat and Virat has backed Rohit during Virat's captaincy. I think that famous press conference, you're going to drop Rohit Sharma. During Rohit's thing, Rohit in his own style said, you're going to say something about Virat Kohli. You're going to doubt Virat Kohli. And then he also said, Kohli is saving one for the final. So that camaraderie made this true, made this dream true. I think in the ODI World Cup, it was there for everybody to see that both of them were at their peak of their powers.
Yeah.
The last match was the only place where they failed. Maybe that partnership did not go according to plan and whatnot. But throughout the World Cup, you could see that both of them were egging each other on. Rohit knew that he had a person he could trust on the field to show the intensity.
Yeah.
Virat Kohli, yes, most of the time we are saying, oh, he's at the face of everybody. He doesn't score runs, but he's like always pumped up and all that. Rohit needed that kind of a figure there on the field to show that, okay, come on, guys, we are going to push it.
Yeah.
So I think, right, like his mother said, the presence of a brother like Kohli was needed for Rohit to pull the win out of the hat and get India through.
And if you look at the pep talks that India gave, most of it was done by Virat.
Yeah, absolutely.
Before the final. Yeah. And do you also guys agree with the decision that they have said goodbye to T20 cricket?
See, it is obviously heartbreaking to see. But you know what the best thing what happened was, you're going out on a high.
Yeah.
You made a promise to the nation because these two were generation cricketers.
Yeah.
And if these two had not won anything and would have retired from the format, that would have been very, very heartbreaking. Now, they fulfilled the dreams of 1.3 billion Indians.
Yeah.
They've made sure that whatever has happened in last 10 years to 11, just forget that. Now we are again world champions. They took the tricolor on their back and then they have said, okay, it's time for us to pass over the baton to younger generation. And a perfect decision. Because you'll always come up and say, oh, they should have played some more games. Why do you play cricket? ODIs for ODI World Cup, Test Championship, now we have got IC Test Championship Mace, but T20 is for T20 World Cup. You have won it. The next T20 World Cup is going 2 years later. Who knows what will happen then?
Yeah.
Why not retire at the best moment? So they have done the best thing, which I think MS Dhoni should also have done when he won the IPL.
Right.
But he has continued playing.
Yeah.
Good for the fans.
Yeah, IPL is a completely different beast.
But still, these two have done the best thing.
Yeah.
Because they saw what happened with MS Dhoni. MS Dhoni might have won everything, but he retired from Test, losing a series.
Yeah.
He retired from ODIs and T20Is after losing World Cups. So they knew what happens. So they had this chance and they took it. They said, okay, it's time for us to hang on the boots in this format. Now they'll focus in ODIs and Tests. And with Rahul Dravid, when he's going, we all know what happened. And he said it to Virat, okay, 3 ODIs down, 1 Test remaining.
Yeah, one
So
red
maybe
remaining.
Rohit, Virat are now focused on that bit.
Yeah.
Whoever comes as head coach, Gautam Gambhir, W. whoever comes, now they will go for that Champions Trophy and that Test Championship. Because, everybody came out and said, okay, India not winning, but they have got the mentality, and the day they win this one, they'll start winning more trophies.
Do you think that is going to happen now?
Yes. Because it was always the final that was mental barrier. We lost our final. In last 1 year, we have lost our Test Championship final and ODI World Cup final, but we won the T20 World Cup final. So now maybe this will help us break down that year and go and win everything that has to be won.
And I also think with this coach discussions coming in, right, with the Gambhir thing coming in, Gambhir comes from that MS Dhoni era where MS Dhoni kicked, like, I don't want to say kicked out, but phased out guys like Dravid and Lakshman and Sehwag and Ganguly just by saying that, you're not going to be fit for that format. We need younger blood to come in. And I think it was a great thing because being guys like Rohit and Kohli being phased out is something that would, kind of affect the whole Indian cricket thing.
Yeah.
People will start saying...
No, we already saw what happened when that ODI captaincy thing was handled very poorly.
Very poorly.
Like, whatever you say, you can't put it at the end of a press release that Rohit will be our captain, Virat will no longer be our captain.
Exactly. So, I think with a new coach coming in, people don't want that unwanted attention that, oh, he dropped Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli from T20Is. Look at the team right now.
That pressure for, exactly.
With a Gambhir coming in, now that I've seen what he did at KKR, he will have certain people at the top. When it comes to opening the batting, he will want 2 guys who are striking at 200 strike rate or 180 strike rate. He will have his set pattern for it.
Yeah. Sunil Narine.
Abhishek Sharma. Let's go for the Indian version of it. So, Gambhir will probably bring in that. And like Rohit and I think Virat accepted the fact that, this game, the T20I cricket game, that Indian team does not need them anymore. Yeah. They have shown the way. They've shown that what you need to do when it comes to winning a final.
Yeah.
What are the pressure situations? How do you handle yourself in pressure situations? We have taught you that lesson. Now we want to win the ODI World Cup and then win the World Test Championship. You said Test Championship. I think they are still focused on winning that ODI World Cup. Now they are both going to put their efforts in for that ODI World Cup.
2027.
2027.
It will be 40. Is that okay? 41.
I don't.
If he bats like this, why
Who-
will have
who
problems?
Yeah.
If he can bat like this and put in captaincy
Yeah.
things like that, captaincy plans.
Yeah, I am being very frank here. Virat couldn't have continued in T20s after this. This is something that I felt.
Okay.
Yes, like we all discussed. Yeah, a big match player is there, but you need to start making those big match players also, right? You need to give opportunities to the next generation.
Exactly.
But if Rohit had said, "I want to play T20 cricket," not many would have questioned. I wouldn't have questioned him. Yes, again, you were denying someone of an opportunity. But if Rohit wanted to continue, I wouldn't have had a problem with that, considering the way he played, considering that he changed his approach. If you look at him as a player, he never was a slam bang player at the top.
Yeah.
Even his double hundreds. If you look at it, his first 100 would come in 97 balls, 110 balls. And then the next 100 would be like in 30, 40 balls.
Yeah.
But for him, at 35, to change the approach and say that, okay, I am going to play like this, even if my stat looks a little awry, I don't care. Till 2021, he had 4 ODI, 4 T20 hundreds. After that, he has scored only 1 and around some 850s or something. But that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's the cup that matters, right? It's what you have won as a team, what you have created as a unit. But
like Rohit said, milestones don't matter anymore.
of course, that is something I think
He
that
learned it the hard way. I
he
guess.
learned it the hard way. But
I think probably when you look at Indian cricket also,
yeah,
too much focus was on milestones.
Yeah.
And the team was, kind of not playing according to that, like being a team. That is what probably T20 cricket needed. And
even every form of cricket, I think ODI cricket, you take a quick 70 over 100.
Yeah.
But look at this. 2019, Rohit set a record for the most hundreds in a single edition of the World Cup.
Yeah.
And we didn't win a World Cup.
Yeah.
But here you say, I don't give a fuck about milestones.
Yeah.
And you take home the trophy. That's a lesson that has come to the Indian team when Dravid was the head coach. I'm so happy about that. He was not a man who cared for milestone ever in his career. And he has done that so beautifully. Now, just before we go, one final question. Looking ahead for the T20I team, who will be your captain and who will replace these two? And Ravindra Jadeja, we all know. Aksar is there. And a couple more spin bowling all-rounders are there. But tell me this, who will be your captain and who will be replacing these two in the T20I team?
If you ask me, Hardik Pandya is an automatic choice to lead in T20Is.
You don't have any other options also?
No, but if you ask me, I would want Jasprit Bumrah to lead our T20I side.
Okay.
He has to lead in some form or the other format. He is the leader. He has been leading your bowling attack.
Yes.
Maybe he should get a chance to lead your national team also because he has earned it. He's been giving you match-winning performances. And then if you talk about those two, Rohit and Virat, you can't replace them. You can replace the positions they were batting in.
Yes, of course. That was my question.
Yeah. So maybe Abhishek Sharma and Yashasvi Jaiswal.
Perfect.
And Shubman Gill, your third choice opener.
I think probably same. I think Abhishek Sharma, Yashasvi Jaiswal, obviously, like they're both left-handed batters. But like I said, if the coach is going to be a Gambhir that is coming in, he wants those kind of innings. He doesn't want someone to be slow. I think that was what the KKR DNA was at the end of the day. One guy was going bang, the other guy was also joining in. So, Abhishek and Yashasvi coming in there. A lot of young blood is going to come in. I don't know exactly who is going to replace a Virat Kohli, that run accumulator kind of a role. I don't know. So, that is a big doubt. But, captain again, down to Hardik Pandya, I feel. Like, Jasprit Bumrah, like how Saurabh pointed out, Jasprit Bumrah is a fantastic choice. But, Hardik has done a lot. He has put in the hard yards. And let's just not forget what excitement that we had when Hardik became the captain.
Yes, definitely.
That is something like people they have forgotten about what Hardik Pandya was and is to this team over the last 6 months. And I'm also at fault. Probably I'll have to I apologize to Hardik Pandya for my statements and probably what I was saying because of what he did in this tournament. He just kind of did everything right, and I think he is the right choice. One bad season of IPL doesn't define him. So I feel he should stay there and he should lead the team.
What would you actually? Who do you think is the captain?
See, I would say that you have a core group, a leadership group, which should also include Surya Kumar Yadav.
Okay, yes,
For what he has done. He's a very calm, composed guy. Questions were asked whether he'll be able to perform in the big stages. He showed that I am here, I can get the job done. And I will, even if you look at the discussions that Rohit had in the final, before giving that 18th over to Bumrah, Pant was there, Surya was there, Virat probably was fielding at some deep, or probably he said, okay, don't involve me in this, or I don't know. But Surya and Pant and Bumrah were there in that group. For me, Hardik captain, and have a core group which also includes Surya and Bumrah. And Abhishek Sharma, obviously, to replace Rohit Sharma, and give Sanju Samson now a run. Okay. You get Sanju Samson to do what Virat did.
He can be the runner.
He's a senior player. Yes, we have so many options, but you picked him in the 15. You had him there. He didn't get a game. He shouldn't be discarded now.
No.
He shouldn't be like, okay, this cycle is over. He has to come into the equation. He has done well for so long. Probably give him that role. Ask him to take responsibility like how Virat does. He's a supremely talented batter. We all know that. He can bat in multiple gears. He has shown that in the IPL. So probably give him the run. And just before we wanted to finish this and taking over from his point, I just want to say it's how Hardik Pandya handled himself over the last 6 months is a huge lesson to a lot of young cricketers. I don't want to take names. Once you're dropped from the team, you don't go and say that, oh, I did this last year, I'm not picked. 6 months, everybody was booing. Till he won the cup, he didn't complain. He didn't say a single thing on social media. He didn't say anything. We all talk so much about, Hardik not being himself when he probably comes to the presser, probably talks to the people, talks to broadcasters. But probably that's him. He wants to get the job done and show things. I am here to do this. I am very happy that Hardik kept his mouth shut throughout what was happening to him. It's not easy. And people forget that he was a local Mumbai guy, probably from Baroda, but he was a part of that franchise. He grew up with that franchise, but he was booed by his own fans. There might be a lot of reasons, but he was not alone responsible for it. And then to show that I will win the trophy, and he played a very important role when we are talking about underrated cricketers. He's not probably underrated, but he had a very important role to play as well.
Yeah, and before we conclude and you finish off, I think we have forgotten about India doing a couple of things right as well. Having a Malayali with a name starting with S, and also Rohit Sharma strategically putting Aiden Markram on the right and himself standing on the left with the trophy. That was, everything was completely covered. The bases were covered.
The bases were covered.
Even when it came to the jinx as well. So everything was covered. So next World Cup, I think one more Malayali player.
Now we defend the title at our home.
Yes, 2026.
India and Sri Lanka host the T20 World Cup. So let's start preparing for that.
Prepare a couple of Malayali guys.
With S. With the name starting with S. And we are set for another.
Shantakumar Ashishan, Sanju Samson, double S.
So was there?
1983 also, I believe there was
Sunil Vasan.
So we have got everything covered. Maybe next time also.
Maybe Aaron plays the next World Cup for India.
But no S, right? That is
Salon. Make your name Salon. Play the World Cup. That's a message to the selectors from Alan. On that note, it's still been celebration. People have been celebrating across the country. And we are covering the celebrations. The team is stuck in Barbados because of a tornado. Once they come back, we'll bring you all the details. You can also check our website www.indiatoday.in/sports for all the regular updates that we bring from this trophy celebration. And if you have your feedback, if you think that Malayali jinx worked and not Rohit Sharma's tactical acumen, you can always send in your feedback. Thanks for tuning in. You can send in your feedback on 8588966996. You could also email us on pods@indiatoday.com. If you listen to this on Google Podcasts, Spotify or Apple Podcasts, please rate us. And if you're watching us on YouTube, please leave your comments. We will be so happy to know your feedback. Thank you. Have a great week.